Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the chemistry class. And today we will discuss the separation techniques. First, we will discuss the process is called distillation. Now, distillation is a process to obtaining pure liquid from a solution by evaporation of liquid and then condensation of liquid vapors. Okay, and the pure liquid obtained from this process is called distillate, and we can easily prepare distilled water, okay, by this method, okay, from the tap water. Okay, now what is happening here? So here in a round bottom flask we have taken some solution, okay, and this solution is homogeneous, okay, and here we are applying heat by using some Bunsen burner, and after some time heating, the liquid will reach to its boiling point. Then from the all parts of the liquid, the liquid vapor will form and it will go to the above, okay, and here one thermometer is there. Here you can easily check the temperature, okay, and temperature remain constant here, and slowly this vapor will go through the distillation head, okay, to this condenser, and in condenser we are passing cold water from the bottom, and the hot water is going from the upward, okay, and in this way this vapor, liquid vapor, will be cooled, okay, and it will turn into liquid, and here one distillation tail is there. Through this distillation tail we are collecting this liquid in a receiver. Here one conical flask is taken, okay, and this type of condenser is called water condenser, and this is also called Levick condenser. Hope you can understand. Okay, so in this way we can easily, okay, prepare or we easily get or obtain pure liquid, okay, from a solution by evaporation of liquid and then condensation of this liquid. Hope you can understand. And by this method we can easily prepare distilled water, and this distilled water, if there is tap water, then we will get distilled water, okay. So in this distilled water there will be no minerals, okay, and taste will be no taste, okay, because this water should not contain any dissolved gas or minerals, okay, so its taste will be flat. And what is the advantage of this process? That in this case, if there is a solution of solid and liquid, here you will easily separate both the solid and liquid. Liquid will be distillate, and this liquid is called distillate, whatever we are getting in the pure form. Hope you can understand. So this is a very good technique, okay, by which we can easily obtain a pure liquid. Hope you can understand. Next we will discuss another very important technique, that is called centrifugation. Centrifugation is the process of separation of liquids, okay, separation of liquids and solids, okay. Actually we are separating solids, okay, from a liquids, okay, and the mixture type is homogeneous mixture, okay, where the components have different densities. And the apparatus used for this centrifugation is called the centrifuge machines. And the container where the sample is taken is called centrifuge tube. And this is different from the test tube. Here once the centrifuge tube I have drawn here, and just the bottom is the conical shaped, okay, that means cone shaped, okay. Hope you can understand. And generally in the centrifuge machine the liquids are taken in the centrifuge tube, okay, and there will be high rotation, okay, that means that liquids is placed in the centrifuge machine, okay, that first we have to take in the centrifuge tube, then you have to place in the centrifuge machine, and this centrifuge machine will rotate the liquid at a very high speed. That speed may be 10,000 times per minute. This may be 20,000 minute per 20,000 times per minute, okay. Generally in pathological lab they are using this technique, okay, for separating the blood particles and the blood liquids. Okay, that is serum. So what will happen when you will rotate this liquid? Okay, that means there is containing both solid and liquid. The heavier solid particle having high density, okay, will settle at the bottom of this centrifuge tube, and the lighter solid particles will float, and then by decantation you can easily separate. So this centrifugation is also called churning. An example we can give that if you take some milk, okay, in the centrifuge tube, and if you rotate to the centrifuge machine, then you can easily separate cream from the milk. Okay, and as cream is lighter, it will float over the surface of the milk, okay, after centrifugation. And now in different dairies, okay, they are using this type of process for preparation of cream or butter from milk. Okay, and in washing machine also, okay, these processes are generally used. Okay, and they are clothes, weighted clothes, and water is separate. Hope you can understand. Next we will discuss another type of separation technique. Okay, generally this separation is used for liquid mixture. Okay, first we will discuss one separating funnel process. Okay, so this is one separating funnel, and this type of funnel is generally used to separate the components of liquid mixture which is heterogeneous. That means they are not mixable. Suppose you are taking that water and oil, so oil will float on the water, so it will form the upper layer, and the water is heavier, it will go to the lower layer. Hope you can understand. And definitely you will get some border, okay, that the junction of these two liquid. Okay, and then what you have to do? First you have to open this stopper. Okay, if you open this stopper, then what will happen? This lower liquid, okay, or lower layer will be collected in this conical. And sometimes what we are doing during the chemical reaction in organic chemistry, here just above one stopper we have to give. Reaction, there are two type of compound, one is organic compound and inorganic compound. And after reaction we are adding some amount of water. Okay, and water will dissolve the inorganic byproducts or inorganic compounds, okay, that remains after the reaction. Okay, and organic compound will be extracted in this upper organic layer. Organic layer means ether, ethyl acetate, like this. These are generally lighter, okay, than water. But if we take chloroform, definitely it is heavier and it will go to the lower level. Then first what we have to do, we have to pour the solution into this separating funnel, and this knob or this stopper you have to close, otherwise whole liquid will go down. Okay, then you have to put a stopper just above this joint. Okay, here one particular joint should be there, and then you have to shake it properly. If you shake it properly, then what will happen? Okay, the inorganic material will be dissolved in water, and organic materials, okay, organic products will be dissolved in the upper layer. Then you have to keep this separating funnel for some time. Okay, you have to keep this separating funnel for some time, and then what will happen? This layer will be clearly separate. Understand? Then you have to open this knob, and the lower water layer will be collected in the conical, and the upper layer, okay, we have to pour or we have to transfer through this mouth of this separating funnel. Sometimes what is happening, that there is formation of scam. Okay, scam is one type of foam type of things, okay, that will create problem to understand the separation between the two layers. So then what you have to do, you have to add some saturated solution of sodium chloride, that is called brine. So if you add brine and if you shake with this thing, okay, definitely you will get these two layers separated. So this you can understand, okay, in the higher level when you will do the organic chemistry reactions. Okay, so basically this separating funnel is used for separating heterogeneous mixtures of liquid where these two liquids are not dissoluble. Okay, so one will be the higher density that will go to the lower layer, and another is higher lower density that will go to the upper layer. Okay, and in this way, when you open this knob and up to this layer, you have to collect completely, and then you have to stop this stopper. Okay, and the upper portion you have to collect it. Okay, or you have to collect. Okay, through this mouth of this or through this part. Okay, of this separating funnel. Okay, by bowl. Hope you can understand. And next we will discuss fractional distillation. Fractional distillation is just the modification of this distillation. This is the distillation process where we can separate the liquid homogeneous mixture. Okay, on the basis of the difference of their boiling points. The difference of boiling point of the two liquids should be 25 degree or more than 25 degree. Okay, and example, we can give some water and alcohol. We can take water. Okay, water boiling point will be 100 degree centigrade, and we can take alcohol as methanol. Okay, methanol is 64.7 degree centigrade, its boiling point. Then if you take the mixture and if you take inside this flask, then just above you have to use this fractionating column. You have to place this fractionating column. Okay, then you have to put this distillation tail. So in between this flask and distillation head, you have to put this fractionating column. Understand? And what will happen when you will apply heat to this mixture through this Bunsen burner? Okay, the vapors of alcohol, okay, as its boiling point is low, definitely it will form vapor fast. Okay, and it will go to the condenser, and it will be collected in this receiver. Hope you can understand. Okay, but water will left behind in this round bottom flask. Now, what is the function of this fractionating column? What we are replacing here? Okay, actually, when we are using this mixture, that means water and alcohol mixtures. Okay, water vapor also may move. Okay, with this alcohol vapor. So the fractionating column function is it will condense the water vapor and not the alcohol vapor. Okay, so when it will go through this fractionating column, it will condensed. Okay, and as the alcohol vapor boiling point is low, so it will not condense. Okay, to this fractionating column, and in this way water will come back to the flask, but it will allow the alcohol vapor to go to the condenser, and this alcohol vapor will be collected, okay, in a receiver or container as pure liquid. Hope you can understand. All of you know about the crude petroleum. Crude petroleum contain different types of alkanes like petrol, kerosene, diesel, and this petrol, kerosene, diesel can be separated from the crude petroleum oil by this fractional distillation method. Hope you can understand. Next, one very little part I will discuss, that is the separation of gas liquid mixture. Suppose in water there is some dissolved gas. So how to separate? If you apply heat, what will happen? The dissolved gas will escape, okay, from this mixture, and if you have the apparatus to collect this gas, you can easily collect, and the water will be free from any kind of dissolved gases. Hope you can understand. And this distilled water where there is no gas, okay, definitely it will have no taste. It will be tasteless because of this dissolved gas and mineral water is showing taste. Okay, and when you are heating this water, then dissolved gas will come out, and if you take some boiled water, there will be no oxygen gas also. Okay, so if you take some iron nails, it will not form any rust. So you can understand, for rusting, two things are necessary. One is oxygen, another is moisture. Okay, so in this way we can easily separate the gas liquid mixture. And hope you can understand what I have discussed today. And today up to this, and next day we will discuss another very important technique that we are using in our industry, that is called chromatography. Okay, in this way we will finish this chapter. So today up to this, thank you.